Hello everybody, welcome to Options Evening AQA A-Level Textiles Design. Here's some questions to think about. Are you interested in looking at the world around you? Are you open-minded and prepared to make mistakes? Do you have a genuine passion and interest in visual arts? Are you ready for a new challenge in exploring new ways of recording and building an authentic artistic voice? If so, this practical course is for you. It will help to build a portfolio of work in written analysis and research, which will underpin and support skills as you develop through the course. A-Level Textiles is a diverse and exciting option. It provides students with the opportunity to complete a practical study of lots of creative fashion and textile designs within an art context. You'll get to explore your own individual style and interest throughout a series of varied and challenging projects throughout the 2 years, and you'll get to explore lots of different techniques and materials throughout. Here's an example of an A-level sketchbook of some textile design pages and some expressive outcomes in design rendering and some expressive outcomes in footwear. You'll be introduced to a wide variety of textile media throughout the course, including print, surface decoration, constructed textiles, fabric manipulation, and hand and machine embroidery. You'll get to complete different art pieces, or they could be interiors or fashion items using traditional or non-traditional methods. What I mean by that is that I always encourage students to be very expressive, contemporary, and current in global issues around the world. You will be encouraged to have drawing skills. This doesn't mean that you have to be an amazing drawer, but drawing is a way of creating lots of different designs, and there's many different methods in drawing skills, including stitch and photography and mixed media. You'll be encouraged to develop your own ideas and produce a body of work with set and chosen themes, and this consists of practical work and relevant research into historical and contemporary textiles and fashion. In Year 12, you'll have the opportunity of hands-on experience with renowned artists and practitioners, which will lead to a collection of many, many different textile samples, recordings and outcomes, and various starting points. This year is an emphasis of experimentation, research, development, and investigation. In Year 12, you are not externally assessed, but it builds up a portfolio and skills audit in order for you to develop your work in Year 13, and it obviously gets your standard for UCAS grades. In Year 12, you'll complete a series of short practical modules which will be designed to build confidence in experimentation and a variety of media and techniques. And here are some examples again of design rendering and experimentation pages and artist research. You, as part of the Year 12 course, you will be working on live briefs. And what I mean by that is that you're given a brief from an external enterprise or company or competitions. This year, Year 12's entered a national competition called Junk Couture, and each team really engaged in the brief. They designed their pieces around individual themes, sourcing recycled materials from all types of places, and came up with ways to manipulate material and created some beautiful pieces. The girls were so successful that they were shortlisted to the finals in Abu Dhabi, which we are very excited about in entering. Bonnie and Charlotte, this is their final piece for Junk Couture, Mind Pollution. Here are the examples of the other final pieces. As you can see, they used a range of different recycled materials and created many innovative ways of creating beautiful silhouettes and structure to the pieces. Each design got shortlisted to the London finals, and their Mind Pollution, the newspaper dress, has just been selected for the finals in Abu Dhabi. The walk-in gallery, it was such an exciting event in Year 12, the year before last. which was funded by Skipton International. The students and local and international designers were involved in it, and this consisted of 3 exciting nights of wearable art events showcasing their designs on wearable and sustainable creations. The idea was is that they had to explore different issues of affecting societies within sustainability, accessibility, and identity. Over 30 artists who were working on those installations had created other displays within the event. Here are some of the examples of some of the final pieces that they created. As you can see, they are at such a high standard. All of this work complemented their portfolios for their university applications as well. And they were all professionally photographed by fashion photographers, which is such a fantastic opportunity to put into the students' portfolios. This is a wearable art piece from Tia, and she used recycled wire and pharmaceutical packaging. Year 13 textiles. This is completing a set of final pieces. The students need to complete an extensive coursework project, which is called a personal investigation. It is a major project and it's very personal and includes a related study, which is an essay up to 2,000 words. This is a close-up detail of one of the final pieces. This is some of the outcomes of last year's Year 13 pieces. As you can see, they're beautifully constructed. They are all different types of outcomes, fashion pieces, wearable art, jewellery, and again, they are photoshopped really, really well. This is some examples of some design sheets. You're encouraged to really explore your materials, your techniques, your visualizations, your development towards final pieces. You will immerse yourself in looking at various artists throughout your personal investigation that influence your ideas, your experiment towards a final piece, and record visually and in writing. This particular piece of work is worth 60% of your entire A-level. After that, that's taken up from around about April in year 12 up until February in year 13. And after that, you are then working on a controlled assessment, which is worth 40%, and that is delivered in a very similar way. The exam board gives you an exam paper in which you are to choose a following theme that you really enjoy. And you have 10 weeks to plan, respond to artists, experiment, record, and prepare to produce a final piece in a 15-hour practical exam. Here are some examples of design development taken from the natural environment. These are some visualizations using digital rendering. This is all a student's artwork which she's developed into a repeat print, which has then been embedded into a digital visualization. When it comes to the assessment objectives, those that have done GCSE textiles will be very familiar with these assessment objectives. They're split between 4 ways, and assessment objective number 1 is about developing ideas within contextual and other sources. So this is like artist research, taking inspiration from their environments, secondary and primary resources, and developing, responding in a practical way, but also using written analysis. AO2 is about refining ideas for experimentation, how they are selecting resources, media materials, how their outcomes are within techniques and processes, and how they develop those into final pieces. AO3 is about their written annotations, their photography, observational skills, and how that then influences into fashion and textiles. And AO4 is about the whole entire project as a whole, but also their final piece and how that has all come together, demonstrating analytical, critical understanding, and they're realising their intentions and connections throughout the whole project. That's throughout both. The A-level results have been consistently amazing. As you can see, since 2018, we have reached within well above 87%. Between 90 last year and 2022, we had 93% A to A star grades within that cohort, which is absolutely fantastic. This is a comparison. So you can see that within the last 4 years, there has been 100% success rate in the students achieving B to A stars. And again here, within A to A stars and A stars, it's 78%. So the grades are really fantastic. And also, along with that, most importantly, the quality of the work and the way the work is presented is so professional that a lot of students get their first choices on degree and can actually get through to universities without taking a foundation course. This is some other examples of the students' work of doing digital rendering on Photoshop and visualizations. Within the course, you will have opportunities of going on trips. You'll gain lots of different skills in artistic development ready for higher education. You will also have, by the end of the course, would have a huge selection of skills that you've developed, which will equip you to go on to fashion and textile degree courses. A lot of my students will refer back to me once they've started their degree and say how ready they were when they started their degree course because of the scope of what they got to cover in A-level textiles really made them feel very confident when they started their courses. And some feedback is that they're almost on year 2 standard of work on degree, which is really fantastic. So A-level textiles and fashion degree courses will give you lots of different opportunities in employment. If you're thinking about where this takes you, you will have opportunities in fashion design, fashion illustration, fashion buying, fashion marketing, trend predictions, textile design, knitwear design, surface pattern design, printed textiles, interior design, and costume design. We also have students that go off to do graphic design as well, photography, media, all complements and crosses over. You'll have opportunities to go on trips. We have an annual Paris trip that we go to, which is really exciting. And you will get to participate in fashion events and workshops and lots of different exhibitions. This is some photos from our Paris trip. You can see you will gain lots of visual inspiration and going to lots of different famous landmarks of Paris. This is an example of a workshop we did with a surface designer using lots of hand-drawn and printed studies, which was then developed into digital repeats and then placed within fashion shoots. This is some examples of some wearable art pieces and final pieces for year 13, which will be really beautiful. And some very avant-garde pieces as well. Students completing the art and design course will gain the skills to continue the artistic level of higher education. You again will go on to do lots of different opportunities within employment. In also year 12, you will get to take part in house fashion. This is very much encouraged to do in year 12 because this also can be within your portfolios. So we often like you to lead your house. You can see some of the pieces here that the students have designed and made. And again, they are so professionally presented and made. They are really, really stunning pieces. You will have hands-on experience with renowned artists and practitioners, which will further your skills into career possibilities and gives you a real insight into the textile and fashion industry. This is one of the Eliza Anna Rain workshops that she did with doing visualizations and collage, expressive collaging. She's quite a famous artist. This is again another digital workshop.